right, we're getting there. Okay. Oh gosh, this is a tough topic. Beware of internet lore. What's internet lore? Internet lore is advice, recommendations given from people that maybe they have the platform and it works for them, but they just necessarily don't apply any kind of scientific principles to the testing or advice that they've given. For example, one of the things with a VR80 that is struggling to break in, they say lock this thing back for 30 days. And the first thing my mind says when I'm thinking about these things is, okay, so if I lock this thing back for 30 days, why 30 days? What if 30 days is too much for my shotgun? How did 30 days become the standard to lock this thing back and that it resolve all problems? Is it possible that just shooting the thing and then having it locked back did nothing? That actually shooting the gun like you're supposed to, that's what remedied some of the initial malfunctions that is common. I had a few, all right, when shooting low brass. Right? It was mainly a failure to feed with a malfunction. It would be a failure to feed because it was short stroking. But all I did was keep shooting it. I didn't lock it back for 30 days. Could that be? What are you doing? Like, who says that 30 days is a standard? That's the first thing. So that's why I'm saying it's not based on any kind of science. In my research and going through the pages, it was one guy that was saying, while he was selling the gun, was saying that, oh yeah, this is something that you have to do. Okay, so the guy's trying to sell the gun, and he recommends locking it back. That is the magic bullet to fix everything? No, I think that it's just shooting the gun will get you there. Maybe the gun did work better for him after locking it back, but I guarantee you he was probably shooting rounds too. So it would, without doing a true analytical, scientific method comparison, it's not. That's just internet lore. Okay, and then I would say, what if 30 days is too much? What if your gun only needed to be locked back for 2 weeks and you locked it back 30 days, and now you have all kinds of other problems with your gun? So there's that. Yeah, so there is a Garage Gunsmith mod that talks about drilling out these gas ports. I would say be very careful with that. If not, that could be very... if not ruin your gun, it could cause potential harm. You have to have pretty much precision gauges to determine the depth and width or circumference of the gas port holes. And if you can't measure them, you're not going to get there by inserting your Father's Day special drill bit from your Harbor Freight cordless drill and just widen those suckers out and then get the performance that you want. You're going to be way over gas, and it's going to cause all kinds of problems, and you just totally voided your warranty. Rather than reaching out to the distributor and saying, hey, I got this issue, what can you do for me, before you go hacking in and doing brain surgery with your Father's Day special tools. So I think that's a whole lot of nonsense. You really have to know before you're going in there and you're doing that. You really need to know what you're doing, and you have to have the right tools to do that. So that's pretty much it for internet lore. Just be careful with what you're reading. Check the veracity of the people. Yeah, maybe it worked for them and their unique set of circumstances, but that's not a guarantee it's going to work for you. The last piece of advice that I would give to somebody when they're considering purchasing an import shotgun would be look for the owner feedback. The places to look: YouTube, Facebook groups. I'm going to roll in some screenshots here so you can see some of the feedback that's given on both the FD12 and the VR80. Just be careful that you're not looking for sentiment from the actual advertisers, because that's just going to be total confirmation bias type of information that you're going to get. Yeah, of course they say it's the greatest shotgun in the world. Maybe they had 10,000 of them, and the first one that they pulled off the rack didn't work for good. It didn't work for nothing. It was horrible. Maybe it just malfunctioned all the time. Well, guess what? They got 9,999 more shotguns to sell, and they're not going to tell you that that first one that they pulled off the rack was junk. They're going to find one that works good and be like, hey, look, see, look, I got this shotgun, works great. Be careful with people just like, you know, like kind of showcasing the shotgun. Yeah, it's their perspective. Maybe they paid money for it too, but they're showing you the shotgun because it works good. Take a look in the comments below and see what other people are saying about the shotgun. I want to hear about the guy that didn't have such good luck. And like, hey, by the way, I had a VR80 that was dead on arrival. I emailed Arms Corps, and guess what? They either did or did not take care of my warranty issue, and I got a good gun or I still have a crappy one. I want to know about those kind of things, and those are the kind of things of information that you should be seeking out when you're considering an FD12, a VR80, or any of the Panzers or Crawl Arms, also TriStar, those type of shotguns. You're going to want to see the actual comments, and you're going to find those on either my Facebook groups or a Facebook group for a specific platform like the VR80, for example. That's definitely where I would go for that. Stick with popular brands, especially if your finances only support getting one shotgun and maybe you want to have a shotgun for self-defense. You probably want to stick with a company like Black Aces or Arms Corps, or definitely like Panzer, Stoeger, those kind of brands. Some of those other, you know, niche kind of importers, I don't want to name any of them because there's so many of them. You'll know which ones they are, because you can only find their shotgun in one website. It's not everywhere. It's not in gun stores. Maybe like local gun stores will have them, but they're real hard to find. Stay away from those ones. If you have to buy one, yeah, these ones might be a little bit more money, but I would say they're going to be generally more reliable. And then two, if there is an issue with it, you have a large corporation or a massive importer that has resources to make it right for you. And the last thing that I would like to say is, when you're purchasing one of these face-to-face from a gun store, ask them specifically, okay, what if this shotgun, being an import, is dead on arrival? It's not like domestic-made shotguns where there's thousands of parts that are available on any given web page. If not directly from the manufacturer, you can get critical core components. You're not going to find critical core components for a VR80 at any local gun store. I'd be hard pressed, unless they are the ones that are selling the aftermarket parts that I mentioned before. You happen to live near those, but you're not going to find, for example, a barrel. You're not going to find a barrel nut for this thing. You're not going to find a firing pin at your local gun store, even though they sell this gun. What are you going to do if there's an issue with a critical component on this gun? That's the question that I would ask. Like, hey, well, we got to email them. Okay, well, what if they can't get it? Well, then they'll do something about getting you a replacement gun. But they're not going to give you back your FFL fees. Just keep that in mind. They're not going to refund you your shipping. So just keep that in mind. Like, if you have to buy one of these, I would stick with a more reputable, more known, more mainstream brand of import shotgun. So that's pretty much it for the 5 things to consider when purchasing an import shotgun. You want to look for prominence. You want to make sure that there's parts availability, check the aftermarket potential, or know that there's not aftermarket potential. The warranty, factor in shipping costs, times. Beware of internet lore and following some guy's rando advice on Facebook about what he did with his gun, and telling you to do the same thing and you'll have the same results. Be careful of that. And look for owner's feedback. That is definitely things that I would consider when purchasing an import shotgun. Thank you guys for your attention. I appreciate you and look forward to more content coming soon. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.